Hello and welcome back to Call of the North. This is, if you missed it, the online qualifier for the Toronto Northern Arena CSGO Championship happening at Fan Expo Canada, September 1st to 4th. Hope you enjoyed that little break there. I did. I got some food. I hope you did too, because right now we're about to see an epic showdown between Ace Gaming and Synthetic. This is what we've been waiting for, I hope. Let's take a look.
Thank you so much, Marissa. So Vansili and Launder is getting ready for the upper bracket. It is pretty much the upper bracket finals right now between Ace Gaming and Synthetic. I mean, we pretty much predicted we might see these two guys move on to the 16-team final, the championship that's going to be happening from September 1st to September 4th during the Fan Expo here in Toronto, Canada. So the Northern Arena Championship is brought to you by Bell. Now we're here for the Call of the North. We'll see who's going to fare better against each other, but they also might have a chance to play against each other even moving into the championship bracket tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they almost, as an analyst, I want to say that I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket and say that we're going to see these two teams play again tomorrow. Before then, we're going to have one of these teams going to the lowers, right, where they're going to play against Insomnia, right, which is the pug that almost beat Synthetic. They took one map to overtime, lost 16-10 on the first, but I think we'll have a repeat performance when they go back to play the lower finals, and that we're basically going to have the winner bracket finals as the final matchup as well. Even though, and in that, I think Ace is still going to be the favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel, but
I feel they're pretty bold statements for now. I mean, I did expect this the same time as you as we're coming into this bracket before we actually went on air today to start covering these matches. But we saw how Selfless put such a good matchup against Ace Gaming on the previous match, which was broadcasted. This one that we didn't, Synthetic defeating Insomnia, went 2-0 as well in their favor if you're looking at the bracket. But the thing is, they actually won 16-11 and 19-16. So there's still a possibility for upsets as they're moving in towards the bracket. But we are in the veto process, and we do have Ace Gaming banning Cobble, while we have Synthetic. Looks like they're banning Mirage as a map. Thoughts through that here, Launders?
the only thing that I saw from Synthetic was that they played Cobble, but that was versus a much worse team. That was versus
Earthroot Gaming?
Almost said Earthworm Gaming.
Earthworm Gaming.
Yeah. Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't want to copyright.
Yeah, get sued on stream.
Yeah.
And they played well, but Earth.
No, I just got it in your mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's over.
But Earthroot Gaming, yeah, on Cobble.
Not so great. They're not so great,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it wasn't a surprise that they lost. And I guess it's kind of like how we saw Selfless play on Cash versus Earthroot, and we tried to decipher whether or not that would mean they would have a good performance on the map versus a better team. And it is kind of hard to get the data from a matchup like that, where the two teams they're playing aren't really related, and that one's much better. So I don't know how much there is that we can kind of discern from that matchup in general. And I think that no matter what, Ace have slightly favored, but Selfless showed that they have chinks in their armor.
Yep.
They almost lost on their map pick, right? Which was Nuke. They had a very competitive map on Cash versus Ace. So I think Ace aren't playing at their best, in my opinion. And maybe this is a good chance to maybe send Ace into the lowers.
I mean, at the same time, they could be two teams that are more comfortable facing against each other as well. They've probably seen each other more often than, for example, how Synthetic would see Insomnia or how Ace Gaming would see Selfless in general when you're looking at online tournaments. So this face-to-face now where some of these players have faced against each other, whether it be online on ESEA CEVO, but when you're looking at local lands like ETS and even the lands that we have here in Toronto, LAN War, for example, you might have some of them drive over sometimes to compete. Most likely we'll see them face off against each other on lands like ETS, but they have that type of experience where they know how each other play. Yeah. So I think this is where you might see heavy hitters now. If you're looking at how Synthetic played, the guy specifically, I'm just looking at stats right now when they faced off against Insomnia Esports. The first map, the guy went 127 ADR, so 35 and 12, basically pretty much carrying the team on Cobble. Now, maybe that's the reason why I wonder if there's going to be a ban or something like that into the 7-map pool that we have here between these two teams, right? And at the same time, we have Calypso that went here 1.24 kill death ratio. So you still had a few players that had really good showings in terms of their performances on Cobble. Tam also played a good role as well. Anything else you could add in terms of what firepower these players bring? If you guys don't know the roster, I'll name it for you. It's the guy, Calypso, Tam, Waka, and also Devoke.
Yeah, so apart from Devoke, actually, I'm familiar with the name, but not so much the player himself. Tam, the guy, I am very familiar with. I know they can be very good as well. They have lots of experience, and they had a deep run at ETS. I think that Tam has made the finals before, if I'm not mistaken. Though maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But either way, they have their own list of accomplishments, right? So yeah, very, very good team, more talented, and will probably play less random than maybe someone who has less experience. And I do think that, like, individually, I wouldn't, in my opinion, think they could go toe to toe. But yeah, as you mentioned, they have like this domestic matchup, and that means that they're going to be the underdog might have an advantage because of how often they play versus each other, right? Or in maybe a series where the individual skill shows that it should be like a 70-30 favor. If it's players that practice against each other all the time, then maybe the team that had 30% can shine, right?
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that topic about underdogs here, Lunders, because yes, you'll have an underdog between Synthetic and Ace Gaming, in this case probably being Synthetic just by pure name of organizations or even some of the rosters that we have now playing against each other today. But whoever qualifies here to make it to the Northern Arena Championships in Toronto, they're going to be the underdogs versus top American teams, North American teams, and even maybe some European teams that are going to be coming to compete at the same time. And I feel personally that skill gap is even further than what we're going to see here this weekend. What do you think needs to come up for these type of rosters to actually be able to compete at that top level in North America? What's missing? Is it players? Is it just development? Because we've had Cinderella stories at the same time as well, though. When you're looking at, for example, Complexity back in like the 1.6 days, they came out from Cal-M. There were kind of unknown players like Warden, Yoshi, and then it started to build up with Fraud coming in, with Storm coming in. And then suddenly they just blew up and got known.
Everyone started somewhere, right?
Yeah. So do you think there still needs to be some sort of like all-star Canadian shuffle that needs to happen before we actually start seeing them on the map, or is this pretty much what we're going to get, and they just have to develop as a team together?
Yeah, these are kind of like the best French players outside of Invite that play on ESEA or in the scene at all. Apart from maybe like one or two, and like they kind of have a couple players on each team. Most of them, I think, though, are on Ace. And so from that perspective, it's like if you want to go for more talent, they want to stick with French players, then their pool is kind of limited. But they also have, I mean, there's definitely been a French player or two who've done a lot, like AZK, for example. A shining example of a French player, a French-Canadian player who has played at the top level at Invite. One of the best, probably the best player in North America when he was playing.
Yeah, now in a top team for Overwatch.
Now in a top team, now in Liquid Overwatch. Yeah, absolutely nuts in Overwatch.
Yeah, some people are just born to be good at video games.
Yeah, he played Reflex as well, which is an extremely hard game.
That's true.
Won the first, basically, international tournament. That was like European and North American players. He won that as well. So,
mind you, Londers is a student of the sport for CSGO, but an avid other esport games such as like the fighting community and stuff like that too. So you dib and dabble everywhere pretty much, right?
A little bit, yeah. You probably know more about like 1v1 aim games, but I just played Reflex. So.
Yeah, mine was like a Quake 3 / Painkiller days, but that's long gone. That's long gone. I don't think you were born yet. No, it has been a while, but now we still have trying to get updates here. We only still have that ban from Cobble, so that definitely isn't going to happen. So maybe that's the reason why. I don't know if they had time to. It was actually Ace Gaming banning Cobble. Maybe they just decide the way that the guy was playing and executes in general. Maybe it's something that they're not comfortable to play with, so we see that ban. And then the second one being Mirage, of course, from Synthetic, it was, as we saw on the stream before. Do you know, or do you have any idea why you would have a team like Synthetic ban a map like Mirage versus Ace Gaming if they know each other that well?
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea, but it could come down to again, like as you said, the teams the maps that they played against each other. Maybe they just have a lot of experience. Maybe I hope that they're, instead of playing to their opponent's weaknesses, playing to their own strengths. That's how I like vetoes to go. Yeah. Like if I'm calling a veto like a tier 1 tournament or something, I'm going to expect that the team is going to be playing a map that they're good at, not a map that the other team is bad at. That's that's stupid because
Yeah.
if you're bad at it too, it's like a crapshoot. And why would
Yeah.
you want it to be a crapshoot, right?
Yeah.
Try to just get the best advantage that you can out of the map and then move on to play another map that hopefully you're not too bad on. You just ban the maps you're bad at, basically.
Yeah.
Pick the maps you're good at.
So just to let you guys know of how it works in terms of the veto process for this tournament. So there's a 7 map pool, and you ban one, pick a map, and then out of the maps that are remaining, it's going to be randomized to actually choose a tiebreaker map for the third for when you're moving into best out of threes. Now the question is though, Launders, is when we're looking at this process of the veto process, how important is it to have a deep map pool? That being said, being comfortable in various maps, and how much time do you need to put in order to be really comfortable and say we could play pretty much every map? Because at the same time, even if you're looking at the top tier, second tier, they maximize maybe a maximum of 3 or 4 maps.
Yeah, that's all any team can really say that they're comfortable on, unless they're either SK, Fnatic, and like Virtus Pro. Like these are teams that have played with the same 5 for so long.
Yep.
They've been through thick and thin on each map. They have been forced to play maps they don't want to. Like ultimately, they're going to have the biggest map pool. But for a main team or like a team that you don't know how much longer you're going to play with, no one's getting salaried. You really just are going week to week. Like this is our map this week, or this is in general our best map that we had the best results on overall. But no one's got that much experience together with each other, right? So you have a general idea of like 3 to 4 maps, you're saying, but it never gets deeper than that, and so that's about it.
Yeah, and you're talking about salaries at the same time. Like a lot of these players today, like back when I was doing 1.6, salaried players, I think, let's say for like Team 30 or something like that, wasn't that high when you're looking at monthly payments. Now you can pretty much turn this into a full-time gig. How important is it? Do you think that when players actually make it to that level where they're able to get salaries, I'm not talking about top tier, because top tier still have that drive to want to get championships and stuff like that too. But there are some teams, like for example, SOAR and your teammates, and you're looking at other ones that have lower types of salaries from other types of organizations that aren't as well known. When you're turning this into a part-time type of salary game, do you think the motivation is less than somebody that's able to get able to perform or get paid full time to do this?
Can you ask me again?
Yeah, so like, let's say you're getting paid by SOR. Your salary, let's say, I'm just gonna throw a number out of my hat, is $400 a month. That's pretty much a part-time professional gamer.
Okay.
Your motivation now within SOR, do you think is gonna be, you're gonna be as thirsty as somebody that gets a full-time salary with, let's say, somebody that plays for Liquid that gets a few grand?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you'd think that a person who played with lower salary would be more hungry to try to get past that so that they can get to the position where they have a full-time salary. But you'd also hope that a player who's in Invite who's making a salary is not going to be less motivated than somebody who isn't making as much money as them, right? And I know some people and teams have been accused of that in the past, and it might be true for some players.
Yeah.
But the real hungry guys don't really do it for the money, right? They do it to be the best.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
And that's what I actually see a lot in like the Brazilian scene. I mean, a lot of them right now, if they're not into a top organization in the world, they still want to play for championships and for titles. And that's the reason I was bringing that question up, just to see in general. I don't feel that we kind of have that type of thirst, the same type of thirst when you're playing at the same caliber as some of the Brazilian teams would. So, I mean, what, in your opinion, could be a better motivation for these type of players? Do you think it's more events in Canada to actually give a chance for these players to travel more and get known?
I'm a huge proponent of like you motivating yourself, right? So like I don't know, man. Like if people can like yell at you, tell you to do your homework. You don't want to do your homework. You're not going to like it. You're going to do it slowly. You're not going to do it well.
I never liked doing homework.
You never liked doing. I mean, most people haven't, right?
Yeah.
But if you have like a clear idea of what you want out of it, right?
Yep.
I want to be a doctor, like whatever it is. You know how much school.
I'm Asian, but it's not me.
It's wished upon you, but you don't come through with the promise. So I think it's like if you don't want it yourself and you don't have a clear idea of how it's all going to end up, right? This is my goal. This is how long it'll take us to get there. Everyone's in it together. If that's not all laid out and everybody can agree on it, then you're not going to be able to be motivated. No amount of money or people telling you to do it is going to help you.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you can see on the screen right now, we do have finally our maps being chosen for both teams. So Ace Gaming selecting Dust 2 as their map, Synthetic choosing Cache, and what we have as a tiebreaker will be Overpass. So your thoughts on Dust 2? Pretty much still a very easy puggable map, but do you think strategies will be any different than what we usually see right now for Ace Gaming?
I think Dust is actually really hard on CT side. Like, I think this is really easy on T side for everyone to work a pick individually. Like, walkouts are so strong, like walkout mid B, walkout long, walk into B, it's so easy. But like CT side is super hard because there aren't enough CTs to cover everything. It's like A side is really big. You've got catwalk and long, which are pretty far apart. And so you have to constantly be choosing where you think that the Ts are gonna pick. So like on A, you don't just play one on cat, one on long. That doesn't make sense. That's like two players who are equally weak who will probably both get destroyed if it's like a cat or a long take.
Yeah.
So you put them together and then you retake the other part, or you play like one car, two long.
Yeah.
Right? You hold something and then hope they come
Play
there.
retake
And if they
if
don't, then you're playing retake.
Yeah.
And then you have to decide, do I want to play 3 at A or do I want to play 2-1-2? So it's actually quite difficult in my opinion. And like I think you can, like it's a puggable map in the sense there's a lot of like aim 1v1 angles and stuff like that. But on CT side, I think you have to be really smart to be able to play it as a team.
I mean, you're looking at the transition as well from 1.6 meta to CSGO meta is, like you said, maybe you decide to do a 2-1-2 or you're going for a 3-1-1. Back then, at least from what I remember in 1.6, it was a lot of that 2 on catwalk, 1 watching long, let's say from Goose, and then you have 1 playing mid and then 1 playing B, where you're able to have support from mid no matter what because you have 2 guys from on catwalk. And then that type of mentality when you're talking about retakes. The retake comes if they're actually pushing up long and then you retake, right? So do you think maybe some strategies could work if you're trying to work back on that catwalk side and reinforce on that defense there? Because you don't see it as much.
The reason people don't play cat as much on Dust 2 is because everyone just goes mid. Everyone goes cat first as terrorists, right? You send 2 people into tunnels, you send 2 top mid, you send 1 watching long. And then the top mid guy flashes for the guy to peek lower, so if someone's opping on cat, they get flashed off and they fall off. And then let's say they're holding top bricks, well then everyone on cat can just dump nades onto the stairs, dump nades to bricks on cat, and then go and take it. And so people don't like playing on cat, but it's really nice to go and get an opening pick. And some teams like Liquid have really good cat setups where they play against the wall and bricks and they manage to stay alive. So some people do it, but in general, like long's so much safer, and cat should be used as kind of like the gimmick thing you do every couple of rounds.
All right, and one more question before we throw it to break here. When you're looking at setup defenses for the CT side, if you are playing a 3-1-1, so you're playing 3 at A, 1 at mid, 1 at B, what's the best way to play B side for you? Would it have, if solo B on top of that, would it have to be watching it from the platform, or would you have to play a little bit more passively from the door or from the window side?
No, I would never. I hate when people like play from the window or the door, because if you're the only person in the site, first of all, if you get smoked out immediately, you don't just run in because you'll die. So that means that your team are gonna have to 5v5 or retake B site, which is a nightmare. You don't want to do that, right? So it's your job in the B site to be dedicated so that you're not blocking off a choke point for so your teammates can rotate in to help you, right? So like say you're window and your opper's at mid and it's gonna be B. If you're in the window, your teammate's going to run up to you in window. You're both going to be in window. That's stupid, right? You want to be somewhere where you can create space for your teammate to come out and not attract all the attention to the place where 2 people are going to be running in. So instead, you want to be at like K-sharp, like back box on the site, or you want to be like in the site by the double stack, or somewhere where you can go and try to get kills, throw your nades and stuff like that. Not a rotator spot, but yeah. But if you have an extra man now.
All right, well, the first map is going to be on Dust 2. Things are now settled. Dust 2, and then we will have Cache and Overpass for Ace Gaming versus Synthetic. I think we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Launders and Vancilli here to give you guys the action for the Call of the North, brought to you by Bell.
Welcome to Toronto. This is our first stop for Northern Arena. This is where we're going to have our first LAN event. We're really excited about that. It's going to be at Fan Expo, September 1st and 4th. It's going to be great. The cool thing about Toronto is a booming city. There's a lot going on here, but also the gaming community, the esports grassroots community is really strong. So we're really happy that we can bring Northern Arena here in Toronto. Looking forward to it. Let's check it out. For our first Northern Arena, we're gonna have two big events. First one, CSGO. 16 team battling for a big prize pool. 16 of the best CSGO team in the world. Second event, Hearthstone. We'll bring the best Canadian and international Hearthstone players here in Toronto for a big prize pool. This is it, guys. This is part of the 10,000 square feet that we're going to have for Northern Arena during Fan Expo. It looks pretty empty for now, but come September 1st, it's going to be filled with esports fan and a lot of esports pro. Looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
JDM misses the quick scope, but at least he gets the plant. He gets the no scope. 1 versus 1, off versus off. And it's going to be JDM getting the no scope toward that clutch. 2 versus 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Van Sillingwin, and I'll be your play-by-play CSGO commentator for Northern Arena. So how I got into casting was when I was playing Quake 3. It was a special mod called Urban Terror. And I was in a clan called Black Ops Squadron where my co-leader was like, hey, Alex, you gotta check out this guy broadcasting right now. And this was back in like 2002 when broadcasting was only audio. And then I was like, man, this is actually pretty awesome. This guy had a great voice. He was able to capture me while I was listening to him. I could close my eyes and pretty much picture what was going on in the match. So I said, man, I want to bring that to actually the community itself.
This back comes across, it's a 1 versus 1. Warden hiding behind the firebox. FNS does not have it.
So it took me from 2003 going on to about 2005, 2006, where I was finally able to discover my groove and be a little bit more comfortable in terms of my broadcasting and the play style that I have when I bring the action. So I started from there. For me to be able to keep my energy up is I feed off a lot from my co-caster. So if he's excited, I get excited, and it just builds up from there.
No!
Oh, right beside him.
No! He gets it finally, and not enough time coming through. He gets it 2 versus 1. Oh, man!
I know that I'm here to entertain an audience as well. So that's another motivation to make sure that I'm always on top of my game and always bring in the action.
Lineup, Warden picking up that AK-47. And a nice peek by Roka, and just like they do have the MP7 in the hands of Roka, and
No kit.
Yeah, no kit, and also no nades to work with. But
Oh, he gets the kill.
oh my god,
He gets the kill. He gets the defuse.
North, presented by Bellwood, Van Silly, and Launder. Still waiting right now for Ace Gaming to get into this map to play the first matchup against Synthetic Gaming, which will be on Dust 2. While you're here, though, and we're waiting for them, we can talk a little bit and update you guys on the brackets. Marissa's doing a great job updating you guys here on the brackets at the upper brackets. We can see what's going on at the lowers as well. Giving you guys a little bit of a rundown of the format for this weekend at the same time is that we will have best out of threes for the upper brackets, single, or I guess it's double elimination. I keep saying single elimination, but if you lose, you actually get knocked down and you might have another chance.
Single twice.
Single twice. You have a single elimination 2 times. Yes. But the first upper bracket is best out of 3, and the lower brackets is only best out of 1. So as you can see on the bracket right now, Ace Gaming, easy 2-0 versus Nonpareil, and also a 2-0, a little bit tougher versus Selfless Gaming, and that's why they're moving into the upper bracket round number 3. On the other end of the spectrum, you have Synthetic, that actually 2-0'd Xfire and also 2-0'd Insomnia Esports, but also a tough matchup against Insomnia Esports, winning the second map of their best out of 3, 19-16 in overtime. That means that overall in the lower brackets, you have Xfire versus CLG Red, who have managed to come up on top 16-9. So one of the 3 female teams still move on, and they will face off against Selfless Gaming. And Marissa was talking about it earlier. She was hoping and crossing our fingers to be a head-to-head matchup, as they're usually that North American rivalry for the female scene. You don't see Selfless Gaming in as many online events as you see CLG Red, but when it comes to the female tournaments that you have online or on LAN, these 2 girl teams always go back and forth in terms of who's going to be better than the other one. Because when you're looking at CLG Red, you have Miss Potter that won ESWC like 6 times, and then you had Miss Harvey that won ESWC 5 times, and you have Benita, I think, that won it with them once or twice. So they've had a few roster changes here and there throughout the years, but always some sort of a core between Steph and or Miss Harvey rather, and Potter. A third one solid that used to be there for the longest time was also Alice. But at the end of the day, this is where they are now. Whoever wins that one moves on, and of course, whoever loses will be knocked out of the brackets, unfortunately. On the other hand, we have Earthroot Gaming. Actually, we said maybe they don't have a chance, but they actually beat Nonpareil 16-9. So I'm pretty sure Nonpareil was that 3rd female team we were mentioning. So those are the 2 first teams who are actually getting eliminated into the brackets, Xfire and Nonpareil. So Earthroot Gaming about to play against Insomnia Esports. So let's see what happens there. I mean, top 2 will actually make it to the championship finals at the Fan Expo. So that's what we're playing for this weekend, and that's where we're covering the action here. But I think we're about to go live, actually, after all, Launders. I didn't give a chance for you to speak that much, so...
You did a fantastic job.
Thanks, man. You could say hi.
Hey.
But we're hopping inside the server. Synthetic Gaming versus Ace Gaming up here on Dust 2. We will have Ace Gaming starting off on T side, composed of Effie Tiz, PL1, Vez, and Sabrosa. While we have for Synthetic on the CT side, Waka, Devoke, Calypso, Tam, and the Guy. And Launders, let's look at the overhead for the setups on the CTs and Ts.
A lot of focus on lower here. One player at top mid, who I don't know is getting info. Tam is actually just going to be able to fall back out. And this is going to be allow for what looks like is going to be a quick split mid B. Bomb is staged up and upper and has moved his way down now. So a huge focus on mid here.
Yeah.
As 3 players are ready though. Synthetic want it to be a mid B with this setup.
Well, PL1, you can see it from that X-ray. He's on that left side. He does have a smoke and a flash to work with. So this would be big for him right now to bank it off towards that window so that it drops towards the CT spawn, flash out, then you have that plow out. But at the same time, because of the action that's happening towards mid doors, they have rotated 2 guys on the mid side for support. So that is actually Waka and Calypso trying to work together to hold them back. And they're going to jump up on Xbox and maybe try to commit towards A instead. You only have 1 guy playing towards cars, so they're going to have to play retake. But Calypso falls at mid. This might give a chance for them to plow out towards this mid doors, and there you go. Sabrosa getting 2.
Wow, that might be the nail in the coffin now. So much pressure on Devoke here to make a play in tunnels. He is playing around the smoke just as Tiz is, and he gets spotted, but no, also finds the frag. So he's going to retreat back, and now has 1 at mid. Tiz, our man Effie, is going to control rotations here, or at least try to.
Bigfoot says, being heard, what a shot by Waka. So it's going to be a 3 versus 3. Good job right now for Devote to stay inside the tunnels and wait for his teammates. They're going to go for that retake together. Another big shot from Waka onto PL1, but Sabrosa getting 3 on the board for the team, trying to have to go for an ace now on this 2 versus 1. Waka at 3 HP. Sabrosa getting the headshot into the guy, so Waka has 3 HP, but he gets the headshot and he clutches it. 4 kills on both sides for Waka and for Sabrosa, but it's going to be Waka that takes the upper hand.
Damn. I thought it was fate that Sabrosa was going to win that round, but you know what? Waka went huge. He actually did at so many key turning points in that round. He got every single frag when it mattered most, and it started off with like shutting down Effys, who had a great spot at mid. He was the one who stayed back the entire time, laid low, didn't make any noise, and still got caught out of position, taken down. And so Waka really led the way for his team there. So huge 4K. And well played in that 1v1 with such low HP. Also hitting that headshot on Sabrosa. I mean, if he even just missed the headshot, he probably would have just died. So
3 HP remaining, right?
Yeah, so an ace waiting to happen.
Nothing but good drive-bys for Waka, because those are also close-range, fast reaction shots that he had to hit, and he did. So Synthetic, first point on the scoreboard. Only P250 buys right now across the board for Ace, with the exception of Sabrosa with a Deagle. And he's been doing it quite well in the last matchup against Selfless Gaming. He's going to try to continue to so at the upper B tunnels. He's spamming through the smoke, does not connect. On the other hand, this could have been a nade that puts him down to 76, but this is a very, very tight buy for Ace Gaming, because they did get a bomb plant on that first round. They're looking to go for a very heavy buy on that third. The thing is, you can't not let Synthetic get too many kills if you're able to win this round, because they are all wielded with submachine guns, getting $600 per kill.
That's right. You don't want to let them stack it up, and there's no way to do it. I mean, it's actually really great. Synthetic didn't buy any rifles here. I like that a lot, and I guess because they're anticipating the buy next round, they expected no one to armor up.
They're still spread out across here, Launders, as well. I mean, this is quite gutsy for them to go not as a group with nothing, no utilities. They're going to have to body peek every single time. They already lost Sabrosa now at mid. Here's that crossfire setup. The guy gets the headshot onto Tiz as well. So they have to connect with this shot there onto the elevator player, which is going to be Tam.
Oh, wow, there it is. Up cat, get the plant for free. Versus 5, all SMGs. Nothing to lose, and find a frag.
Okay.
We'll take those. Whoa. Wow.
I think we've been seeing a lot of these. I think even
free
since
plants?
Yeah, free plants, and also like the traditional jumping to get the shots.
Yeah.
I don't know who started that, but like now everybody does it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, it just became part of the meta to like, if someone is trying to plant on A site, you always jump. It's like free damage most of the time because you're so close. Even if you're super inaccurate, like you hit some part of their body. I mean, you can also get punished for it because now they fix hitboxes, right? So it's a little bit easier to shoot people out of the sky, which is nice. And sometimes you just look like an idiot, right? If you're just like jumping, get your face blown off when you could have just stood there.
All right, smart move here as well for Synthetic as in this round. They've seen that Ace Gaming went for double plants. They know it's going to be a full buy AKs, full utilities, so they're going to upgrade on their side as well. And there's that catwalk aggressive play, but what a nice flash. That gives positioning right now for Sabrosa, but he gets off down by Waka.
That was so nice to actually stay up and boosted because, as we mentioned, that's just like classic round. Send one player in a lower, flash for him to peek that cat, and that flash is designed to stop anyone who was boosted from staying up there, and they decided just to walk over a bit instead of fall off and fall back.
He's trying to get an opening. He will be able to do so, and Tiz as well to help him out to take over long. So the offer is already down. Might give a chance right now to pick that up for Tiz because that's walking straight onto it. So Tam will have to try to play it safely here from the elevator side and wait for backup. They haven't spotted the bomb yet. That's why you see from this minimap, nobody has rotated. So they had to play this 1-1-1 and a little bit more passive. It's time for them to play that retake. Calypso's able to get a kill, but he's down at 14 HP down at mid. So they see that commitment now towards that A site after those smokes. So you will see that rotation, one coming up on Catwalk as well. But Tiz, like I said, got that up and they're planning it for him.
Oh, it's a good plan too.
Looking for that boost to move in from that elevator side, but you still have one on Cat and one on Goose. Big crossfire to cover that right now. Devoke moving up as well. There's that first guy, Ashley. Nice shot by Vez and Tiz.
Wow.
They each play their part there on that ult for Ace.
Yeah, clinical. Like the two players who died didn't get any frags. Everyone else got got all 5 or contributed to get all 5, and Synthetic's money's already broken after that. So that was a really nice round from Ace. And what's so surprising is that Synthetic ended up buying SMGs, like 5 SMGs on the second round.
Yeah.
Only lost 1 player. And then ended up having, I guess because they had to do so many rebuys that the SMGs weren't even worthwhile because they picked up 5. They know that the plan came out, so there'd be 1 round where they saved. And so that wasn't enough to make enough money off the SMGs to make them worthwhile. Because look, they're saving already. It's like,
Yeah. Well, not even that.
Probably
They
should've
even
gone right to
went for a full
rifles.
pistol buy. So they bought all the way down to 0. And for sure, they're going to see a double save. But if they're not getting kills out of this one as well, you'll see even full USP, maybe no armor pistol buy for the following rounds. But when they'll actually have enough money, they'll be at the low 4K, low 4200s, and they won't have that utility. So Ace Gaming actually did a good job from those double plans to really hurt the economy on the CT side. Nice shot, though, by Devoke.
just poked the bear right there. I won't even lie and say that I realize it was such a bad economic decision, but just thinking about it now, it doesn't make any sense that you would invest that money into SMGs when at most, right, you get 5 SMG kills.
Yeah.
But you bought 5 SMGs.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really offset the price. What you really need to do is get 2 SMGs or something and then try to funnel all the kills into those guns.
Exactly.
So you don't have to rebuy AKs.
Yep. 2 men to keep, or whoever is able to keep them is you just keep them. That's some of the meta that we've seen a lot from submachine guns in the second round, third round for the CT side usually.
So now it's going to be two rounds because Synthetic decided to all in here for some reason. I guess anticipating a double save, and that'll mean that Ace will just get right up to 4 rounds potentially.
But see, this is what I'm talking about. 1900, 1900, 1900. Now you're going to go for possibly no buys at all. Maybe
Yeah.
an upgrade for Waka and Navok with a no armor pistol.
Waka's almost certainly going to op. That's why he didn't buy last round.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are ready for the double save. So they're going to get the Los Mosas 24 next round.
24,
then,
yeah.
And then buy with like.
Then
not
you'll be at,
great-
what a shot though by Tiz. But I was going to say, you're going to be at 44. You're going to buy M4s. You're going to have YOLO, low utilities, no kits. But now they're just getting picked off one by one, so that's it. Nice op shot, 2 AK kills from Effie at long. Trying to get $600 here for Sabrosa, but to no avail.
It is worth it to try to go for this.
I thought it was a TK,
Oh,
but no,
yeah, yeah,
at least
yeah.
the vote got the kill there, but
So
that's
dumb.
going to be it.
Oh,
So 3-2 in favor of Ace Gaming, still in this first half, first map. And there you go, 4,300 across the board, instant buys right now for full armor. So you only have 1 flash to go. And this is the thing, you don't have that economy, but you still went for the auto buy with head armor, which you don't really need against AK-47s. That could have been, what, $600 or $300? That could have been another smoke.
Yep,
Or double flash as well for Synthetic.
absolutely. Stringent default from Ace Gaming. With some aggression. Oh, wow, Waka. Just the tip of his head showing, even looking down there and getting fragged for it.
Just a tip.
Wow. And Tam just gets a parting gift.
Well, at this point, they're going to reconvene here and try to take control of this middle. While you still have Vez on the outside T-spawn watching back towards that any type of rotation. Nice entry by Sabrosa. Finally playing to his role. Getting 2 kills right now. Did his job on the pistol round as well. But now it's up to the guy. Just playing towards this elevator side. Great positioning as well. As when you see them run across, you see the top of their dome, but they have to reach out a little bit further into that railing to actually see you. So you kind of have a better advantage there.
That's my smoke.
From your position, they're going to go for the smoke drop into spawn. Runs out of bullets. Still stays alive and gets some support from Calypso as well. I don't know how both of them survived.
Yeah, that's a great cat take right there. Oh, and they're going to push through, and Appy's just going to wait for them. Fairly good patience by him. And now it's 2 up. The guy only has 1 HP, though.
Yeah.
He was lucky to be alive in the first place. And now it's a 1v3. Should probably just run for the hills. But no, instead, this goes down. And
Yeah, it was tough. He couldn't really do anything, right? His
Yeah,
opponent was there up on catwalk, so can't
true.
run away. But there you go. That hurts the economy one more time. So they're at that $2,900 mark, losing 4 rounds in a row since that 3rd round buy from Ace Gaming.
it seems like the out-of-spawn decision-making is catching up with them. Going into the rounds, they're also losing, and that was a really fierce cat take from Ace Gaming. It's really nice to do versus an op. If there's an op at A and he's over at long, then you drop 2 players in a CT and you basically have a split going on, even though you're 5-manning cat, and that's the beauty of it. The thing is, they didn't even really need to because they knew that there was no op down. They had the 5v4. They did it anyway, and it works. So Why not?
So only a small armor buy for Calypso, P250. Small P250 upgrades for Devote and the guy as well. Losing this round here to finally get the max bonus and finally have that economy being rebuilt, where they could actually go for a full buy and even a force buy on the following round. So Synthetic definitely will have to try to bring it back. It's going to pretty much be a 5-2 mark right now, but with the economy, the potential that they can get is to bring it back to a 5-4 winning the next two.
Wow, just like that. They really just were so patient. That's a Peace Kid moment right there. And a couple of them very low. A great opportunity for Synthetic not only to potentially get a gun, but just to do 5K worth of damage, right? Where, if we had two of those players who died just now, think about $10,000 off the board. Even though there's so much money left over, you can quickly deplete 10K apiece in a couple of rounds, and with the help of a couple of kills and the ecos in between, I can just make it so that it's one round instead of two.
This is going to be annoying as well for Synthetic. Tiz is consistently hitting something through the mid double door so far. It was a kill on that third round or 3 rounds ago. It was a wall shot the previous round, another wall shot this round here. But on the other hand,
What are you trying to say?
he's good at walling. So Synthetic now going for actually a double off setup on their own, or on their side to change things up a little bit on the CT side. What are your thoughts on this here with Wildcard and Tam?
Oh man, they have a lot of control. They're doing the exact same thing they've been doing, and it's just like predictable but understandable routine, right? Very safe option is to just go for cat control over and over again. As long as mid is uncontested, then they can make their way up cat and then decide what they want to do. They have the ability to long split right now, and it looks like they might just try to do their same smokes here, and they need to make sure that Waka's flash before they start jumping down, but no, it looks good.
Yeah.
And,
Spotted the dome of that second player, which gave him the cue to look back towards the elevator side. Manages to get the kill onto Sabrosa. They quickly traded back. And Vez still, he's not really lurking. He's actually more of a flank watcher here. And he keeps catching them up on that catwalk side. Now the bomb's going to get planted. It's a 3 versus 3. Calypso has to get an immediate kill right now. But at least Tam's the one that's going to get it. But as they're trying to rotate across, they lose their flanker at long. And this is pretty much going to be it. 2 versus 1 at this point. I see Tam trying to save his op, but no, Tiz doesn't care. He's going to drop down and get the kill.
If Tam actually hit that no-scope, he would have had a chance in that round if he only had 9 HP.
Yeah.
There was still a little bit of time left on the bomb, but
Mistakes would have been made.
mistakes would have been made, yeah. But when all is said and done, Ace Gaming up to 6 rounds. A couple of players almost maxed out here. They would love to drop for their teammates.
But nobody's dying.
But nobody's dying. Actually, did people buy for themselves just now? Because there's only 2 alive last round.
I saw 5100 there. Yeah, PL1 bought himself the AK and
Bad move, PL1. Next round, he's not going to get their teammates aren't going to get as much money as they could. Directly taking out of the pockets of their future rounds.
nah, you didn't.
Yes, you did.
Fez getting the knee kill onto Devote. Nice positioning by Tam. Gets a second dig, but couldn't get the kill. But at least Calypso's right there. But somehow Fez still manages to get the kill with a drive-by. So now it's a 4 versus 2 bomb. It's actually running back towards lower B. The guy's inside the site, gets the P250 headshot into Vez, trying to connect as well onto Tiz to maybe salvage a gun if he can. Now they're both blinded. He's going right around Rosie on that platform side. Finally picks up an AK, but he's out of bullets. Now he's getting hunted down as well through the B double doors.
What is this?
I don't know.
What is this?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
7-2.
At a certain point, it almost became not worth casting out.
Yeah, I was like, that's so much hype.
Just
but
so
no.
much build up that like no matter how it ends, it's just awful.
Easily deflated.
Hilarious though. Benny Hill theme, cue it please. But what an unfortunate round overall, right? Every single frag, it was so close. The flank at long almost got that 5-7 kill on Xbox. Vez instantly got that frag onto I think Tam when he was in the site. He should have got that kill. That would have held it down. Who knows what would have happened from there? And here's a mid B smoke and a flash out. Tam gets flashed off and he has to go back.
Still has a teammate though to help him out. That is Calypso just around the corner, but he's wiping it on his own. He still manages to get the kill onto Sabrosa. And if he continue with the spray, getting the first kill onto Calypso, but it's not connect right after. Devote not playing his part though inside B. Good trade for Tiz there of Ace. So a 3 versus 2, but that could have been a little bit better there for Synthetic if they were able to hold that mid a little bit better. But at least the bomb just got planted when they got that kill at spawn. So this is still doable for them to try to overtake the site.
Yeah, it's almost even in the sense that, like, yeah, the T's are a little bit lower, but they have the sight advantage, so, you know, walk up. Whoa, he's going to walk in, and Tiz finds the first frag, looking for the second one. Damage is dealt. And who's going to grab it? I don't know what's going to happen. Wow, that was way too close. If Tiz knew how much time he had left, he might have taken an extra second to shoot, because the guy definitely whiffed just now. Either way, puts the round on the board, and that's all that anyone remembers. So.
But look at this. Even though they won a round, no money left here for Synthetic. They could get that drop, maybe from a gun from what the guy picked up. Yeah, so he drops the op, buys an M4 for himself. You're going to have to force Famas's. Look at the money on this side of Ace. After going for a full buy, still looking very healthy in the bank. And then if they reset Synthetic, you're back to another double save here, possibly for Synthetic.
Yeah, that's actually disastrous, especially considering it was a 1v1 last round, so that just makes that potential even worse. And yeah, damn. Eating that cat flash. Whoa, Subroza taking it very carefully. He sees how aggressive that mid-smoke was and knows that there's danger at hand. And
yeah, Tam should have maybe fallen back when he got instantly flashed, but he was still standing quite strong and still wanted to contest it. But
yeah, potentially a huge risk doesn't pay off. They lose an op, and they move into the mid stages of this round. 5v4, horrible spot to be in. You know, especially considering it's hard enough as a CT. There aren't enough CTs when you spawn.
Yeah.
So to go down one makes the threat of the terrorist 10 times worse.
Guys lurking around, spots one here, pushing in towards that upper B. The guy also has to play a really big part here. Oh. He's gonna get that headshot onto Vez. Looking back here as everybody's falling back from Catwalk. They take him down, but the guy still has to play a big part up on that A ramp. The rest of the guys are still trying to move towards this mid side. It's gonna be a mid to B split, or a mid to B rush rather. They don't have anybody at upper B. So Devoke, you need one. Pre-fired, gave away his position, taken down by Effie. A little bit too antsy there, so that is going to be that reset incoming. Tiz getting knocked down. Might be able to salvage an op at least here for a walk. Nope. Lands that no scope. Sees another one at mid double doors, but at this point you will see Ace Gaming putting an 8th round on the scoreboard.
They don't want to let Waka save this.
No, for sure. They have so much money to go for the hunt right now, Londers.
Yeah, I mean, if he saves this off, it makes that eco. It makes it so that there's potential for Synthetic to actually win the eco next round, when without the op, there's little to no chance. So not only that, but if they don't convert next round, they'll probably have another free save. So they really want to hunt him down. I'm surprised they're letting him live this long in the first place. But it's also in Waka's favor to hold an angle and take a shot on someone running after him. So there is also that to consider. Ace do have a very sizable lead, and again, this is the only thing that they have, or that Synthetic have going for them right now, is this op. It's pretty much all in this. So good thing it's in the hands of Waka. I mean, He was the guy who was hitting shots. That being said, he's only got 8 kills on the map.
No, it speaks, well, everybody else is at 6 and 7, but it speaks measures that it has to be a lot of retake plays that they're trying to do. The initial holds are not working here for Synthetic.
Yeah, going down 5v4 is just awful, and they keep doing it. Oh, was it no trade? Oh, he gets hit.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, what just happened? Oh, Calypso didn't get tagged. Tam did somewhere.
Yeah, Tam did. So Waka got picked off. Calypso picks up the op, gets 2 kills at mid, including the opper, Tiz for Ace. So he has a chance right now to turn things back. I mean, you said it. It was a glimpse of hope, a glimmer of hope right now for Synthetic with that op. They turn it around for a 1-minute advantage. Nice positioning there from Tam. And PL1 finally trades it back.
I don't think they should be treading too lightly. They're giving USPs way too much respect, when in reality they just need to avoid the op. Everybody else is, I mean, they could assume that his other teammates have bought, and I'm sure they would have if they saw how close they're getting to winning this round. But now, well, look at the pressure from the CTs. They're not going to hear this. Devoke is actually going to walk back in. I don't know if he's got this good of an angle. I mean, it's not like long doors. He's probably not going to get the first shot off, and does recede into the site. Play closet. It's a good spot. It's going to be a little bit long range here.
Might be given away, though, because they saw him at lower B, right? And that nade definitely hurt him, so they knew he was falling back. But Calypso was trying to bait him out, and there you go. Vez knows it's around that corner, jumps there, gets the kill. The guy, though, picks up an AK. Flash to run in. The trade, but the round for Ace.
The round for Ace. The bomb goes down as well right before he dies. That's a lot of money as well. So, wow, Synthetic came so close, but then just a really good 2vx in that situation from Ace, right? To pick the right site to walk in and to. I'm not sure how they caused the rotate in the first place or why the op rotated back in the window. But as soon as he came out the window, looked into the tunnel, I'm sure his eyes crossed because he was just like right in the middle of both of them. Just like, oh no.
That's it. So Devoke, when he was spotted at lower B, had to fall back. He knew those two guys were chasing after him because he had no HP.
He could have fallen.
No armor.
You know what would have been next gen if he fell back into despawn.
Yeah. Can he connect this one? No, he can't. No. They're going to hear the footsteps coming out from long. So FB's just going to hold it on the left side of doors. But actually, they decide to fall back here. This is Tam and Walker moving back towards the A-bomb site. The guy's slowly walking towards mid doors as well. So they are just trying to stack up somewhere and play more of a support towards that mid B side. But PL1 spots, here's a few footsteps. They're going to try to run back towards lower B, up towards that catwalk.
I'm just taking a spot of damage. I'm just going to hear what seems to be a very obvious cat take.
Yeah.
No people at A to deal with it, unfortunately for Synthetic. Waka is just going to have to be subservient to these footsteps.
And it's that lack of information, at least, for that round, because Waka stayed in spawn. At least he gets this kill onto Tiz right now, at least.
Yeah, that's a big pickup. I mean, he really didn't want to just be up there losing a fight to a 5-7 when he doesn't have to.
Yeah. There you go. The bomb is planted. It's a 3 versus 3. They spotted one at long, fully blinded as Tam, who falls back at that long area, then picked off there from the AK. But a high-low setup on catwalk. Nice shot, at least, from Devoke onto Vez. Baited out, but at least the end result is there to give the 1 minute advantage still for Ace. And I gotta say, I mean, it's that lack of information. That's what I was trying to elaborate to. When Waka was playing towards that CT spawn, he still didn't want to move up to try to play that elevator to watch up on Cat, because he didn't know if somebody was long or not. So at that point, there was nobody. Everybody was still working up on that catwalk side. But since he didn't see any action at all, and his teammates kept falling, and they couldn't get any stack or any kills early, you have to stay on point. You have to stay patient and play way more passively than you usually can.
Yeah, and you want to pick your spot, kind of hold it, and like just hope that they run into the stack. I mean, you have a better chance of winning on a huge gamble, which means 5 players on one side of the map as opposed to 2 and 3 like you normally would with rifles. Ooh. Just because you've got like the worst gun. So, ooh, nice couple of picks by Waka on that repeat.
Yeah, he hasn't seen. I don't think he saw that third guy crossing over, and that's Effie. And the thing is, he has the bomb, so he's stuck there. Vez has to come up big. If he gets this kill, okay, he doesn't.
Oh, he didn't notice. He definitely saw his arm there.
Yeah, if he actually got that kill, he probably would have forced to rotate out, which would have given a chance for Effie to move up towards long. But now it's up on a 5 versus 2 with some great job by Waka to start up at long.
Double op so powerful on Dust 2, and Waka might get caught off guard right here. Oh my gosh, if they drop this round, damage is dealt, but now it's just Effie 1v3. Actually on for the ace, and potentially could do it. It's going to pick up the off, and look for a frag, doesn't find it, but the long flank is coming out right behind him. And then cleans it up. Well, if we got that kill, who knows what would have happened from there.
Well, it was a 5-on-2, right? Waka decided to run back from his usual spot at long and go back towards catwalk to support. But did you actually need to do that at that point?
Probably not. I mean, like, your teammate can delay quite a long time, and ultimately you can just hold long and you can just play patiently. And they were just assuming that they wouldn't split in a 2vx and that they would be together. So yeah, he probably shouldn't have, but those are the kind of risks that people will take in those situations. That's why you do those like crazy splits, because why not? You're in the 2vx, you got to do something crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, one more round to go here in this first half. They're looking to creep up towards this mid door side. Devoke gets the opener.
That double peek, so scary. Mid B smoke comes out once again. They love putting all this pressure. One of those frags, is it going to be had? No, but it will be traded out. And Sabrosa ends up going down to Calypso, who's been doing such a good job. 3 kills on the round so far. Tiz the only man left.
4 versus 1 right now. The bomb is down towards the outside B. He does manage to get the first headshot and a second one onto Devoke and Calypso. So he could, no, he can't. The bomb is still outside mid doors, or B doors.
And the bit of utility he has, the one flashbang and a minute left, won't do him much good. I mean, he's really hoping someone's going to push him here. No one in their right mind should,
exactly,
considering they have bomb control. That would be nothing short of ludicrous, to be honest. So,
and you see that from that minimap, right? Waka's playing it from CT spawn, so he's watching pretty much the window side, and then you have the guy that can watch the door.
In my opinion, he's just waiting there, literally, to make it seem like he might be doing some kind of big rotate. That's the only reason that it would make sense. And oh wow, okay, that could totally have been more bangable because he just basically lined it up perfectly and didn't end up killing him.
He knew he was there. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, he really did, but he couldn't kill him. I mean,
10-5, the score of our first half in favor of Ace. It looked pretty good to start for Waka and crew for Synthetic on the CT side from that 4K that we got at that pistol round, right?
oh yeah. I could see how that could be kind of okay, but they had it was Waka to get the 4K and then also Subroza at almost
Yeah.
A. So
Yeah.
it was like a little bit better, but we saw that Synthetic could definitely like hang with them. Now they couldn't end up they had made horrible economic decisions to start off the half. All right, we saw it ended up being, and I cannot say that like it would be kind of hypocritical of me to say that it was obvious that they made bad economic decisions, right? Because it was kind of a rare circumstance where they decided to buy 5 SMGs, and I've seen it happen before. But you do that if you have at least like 2 rounds to farm. When they actually bought them because they knew that it was only going to be 1 round because the plant happened on the pistol. So they ended up spending, let's say, 2 to 3K or 1.5 to 3K on each SMG, and then getting a nice kill bonus, but only like 1 kill each. So then having to drop the SMGs next round because you know you're gonna have to play up against a buy, and then purchase your AKs, right?
Yeah.
So it was like I don't know, they didn't cut their losses hard enough there. And
Yeah, I think for me it was still that turning point of how it made it hard for them to bring these rounds on that CT side because of that upgrade for submachine guns. Like you said, it might have been the right call because they knew it was an upgrade buy for Ace, and they thought probably their M4s would have been better to fight against the AK's long range. But as soon as they lost that and they started losing a few rounds, I think out of the 15, we've only seen probably 3 gun rounds for the CT side, I think,
yes,
if I could count, right?
Like the double op should have worked way better than
Yeah.
it won them the round, but it should have worked even better than that. So that's a huge reason they didn't win. The other round where they had the force up, as you mentioned, following that like kind of SMG fiasco, they spent like 1,500 each and then ended up not having all the utility they wanted.
Yep.
Maybe they could have got 2 ops.
Yep.
So
Well, let's see what's going to happen because we're about to start the second half between Ace Gaming and Synthetic Gaming on Dust 2. I got to stop saying gaming all over the place. I think every org is named gaming in this.
Gaming.
GGgaming.gg. But walk out the vote, Calypso, Tem, and the guy on the T side trying to move up here outside spawn towards long with Tem lurking inside B tunnels. While for Ace Gaming, we have Effie, Tiz, PL1, Vez, and Subroza. They're playing a 2-1-2 setup on the CT side. And let's see what they are going to try to do. I mean, they'd have utilities to maybe work for a mid to B split here, Londers.
Yeah, potentially. Top Cat, Xbox Cook Smoke comes out, and it seems like they're most likely going to bomb it. But important to sell it like at least a slight fake, no matter what kind of pistol you do, just because it's so easy to cause a rotate on Dust 2. But right now, Ace are pretty committed to A for some reason. Like they feel like they just need to definitely commit more people here as opposed to one loose rotator. And it looks like the mid flash is going out, and yeah, it was ultimately a cat fake. So the B split comes out, and there's only 2 players in the site to deal with it.
They're using the bomb on the outside, though. They could get caught in the back, and they will be able to get the bomb in, but he gets picked off by PL1 at the platform, and finally the guy gets something done. But it's a 4 versus 2, a 4 versus 1, and Ace Gaming easily gets that round on that pistol. And I guess it's tough there, Launders. I don't know what's your thoughts. What are your thoughts of running out the bomb on a mid to B split at pistol?
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. I don't think running the bomb out mid makes sense ever. Like if you can you don't even want to commit too many people out mid. In my opinion, the proper or the best mid B split is one where you send bomb tunnel, you send 3 or more people tunnel, and all you're doing with mid is smoking out the mid B so the rotators can't come through without taking their time. And then having one person there to catch rotates. Like you don't even want anyone to really come up mid. You just want them to be worried about people coming from window and door. You want the threat to be there, but you kind of want it to be a bluff in the sense that like focusing your efforts on tunnels makes a lot more sense. So I agree that like bomb should never go up mid.
They were trying to set up some sort of mid again. Tam is smoking in towards that CT spawn. And it's possibly going to be a 4-man pilot towards that mid door as Effie's fully smoked out. Going to try to flash and maybe even pop through that smoke and help Vez here. The crossfire is set up. One of them's very low, and that's going to be the Vogue trying to move inside the site. He does manage to get the headshot onto Effie, but Vez gets a double kill with the FAMAS. PL1 also on the platform to support him. And they pretty much hold this B bomb side. Bomb is also down. The guy who's lurking around will not be able to catch anything. He's put Subroza down to 70 feet. A dig across the map onto Tiz, and he does get the kill into Subroza. Okay, I take it back. But Tiz, seeing that he got dinged, was like, okay, I'm going to fall back here. I did invest a lot of money towards that FAMAS. And everybody's speaking out towards boxes there. And B doors, and it's going to be Vez that finally gets that kill.
Now, Ace have a substantial lead at this point. Yeah, like Synthetic got their rounds early, but now Ace just starting to really run away with it. And have another round to work with here. So we're getting into the critical moments, right? The 13, 14, 15, where there's no turning back. If you lose one rifle round, you're probably going to be on a save to follow it up, and then you've lost the game before you realize it. And Ace have kind of the ability to think back to, I mean, well, they won the pistol, but they actually lost the first one, still managed to put together such a fantastic half. So overall, just looking like the much better team.
I thought I was going to see something interesting there because the way that things were set up, because they haven't bought anything, right, for the T side. They had 3 guys outside long, 2 guys running into B tunnels and making a lot of noise towards lower B. I thought it was going to be a timing for them to just run up on catwalk. And then from the nades coming in from long, they'll be like, okay, well, they're going to fall back onto the A side engine right after. But instead, they all regroup towards the A bomb side from catwalk, and they're getting dispatched one by one. They're both the last man standing. Sabrosa picking up that kill. So a 2-man hold pretty much towards that A-bomb site, 13-5 in favor of Ace.
Feels good, man.
Feels easy.
Feels easy, man. They are doing everything that I think they expect of themselves, and a couple of leagues ahead of Synthetic, at least not in terms of talent or players or anything like that, but maybe a little bit of that too, but also just not by experience alone. So Ace have definitely been looking on the up and up, and this is kind of more the form that we expected to see from them.
Now they'll have AKs across the board for Synthetic. Aggressive push up on catwalk, and Sabrosa also Effie drops, but I don't. Okay, Effie did turn around. That was the one that was with Sabrosa, and that's Tam getting 2 entries, sort of. Just caught a mistake there from Ace, being overconfident on how this scoreline is going so far in their favor. Trades it up on Cat, an aggressive push towards upper B, but they are taking over this A bomb side from that split on catwalk and long.
2v3, the retake. Somewhat possible. PL1 actually has a smoke here, so that means that the player along could just like not be able to hit anything through the smoke if they're able to get the 2 on site. But he's actually pushing up through long. Oh, this is such a good play. This just like, this just kills it right now. That's a really good push from the guy. Like, there's nothing that they can do now.
Yeah, totally cornered. Can't escape unless they get these kills.
Very cute little boost here, but they're about to get flanked. Hopes and dreams. Down the drain is the guy. It's finishing 2 kills, and a super nice round from both him and Tam. Tam to get those 2 frags, really nice headshots. Click, click on Cat, and start and end the round in the first 20 seconds, really. I mean, you get the 3v5 just like that, 100 HP on all your players. You know that you killed 2 players at A. How do you really lose? You can't. Guess what? You can't. But you can't expect that to happen every single round, right? This is something that it's not a sustainable way to win a round. You're not going to catch them pushing Cat and getting caught off guard again, right? What was it, Pokemon?
You don't like catch him catching, and I just catch them all.
Oh, gotcha.
Viz with a Mag 7. Your thoughts here, playing aggressively, actually not aggressively, but close door with a shotgun.
Oh, yeah, it's totally good. I mean, if they decide to walk in, which the team they know does, you can get a free frag, and then typically you're not playing alone with the Mag 7. You have your teammate here, PL1.
Yeah.
Could actually take attention away. Like, they could shoot at PL1, then Vez just pops out because he sees them shooting. So
yeah,
that could work in their favor, just having him kind of bait by accident. PL1 doesn't realize it right now, but he's shark bait.
I just feel like he's too much in the open from playing a position like that with a Mag 7. There isn't any better position to play with a shotgun if you don't have that economy. But looks like they will decide to move up on catwalk for Synthetic. One guy lurking towards mid doors. The guy sees him through the smoke. Effie was trying to use it as a one-way. Is down at 73. Tiz trying to op up here from car.
Let's see if they have a beastly Cat take of their own. It looks like no, they're not going to smoke Tiz out. Though they are going to put pressure on him from behind. I'm sure they're going to look for this though.
A bit of a misspray there from Effie. And he still managed to get the 2 kills here at long. So great job with the op. Bomb is at least planted. Devoke trying to line him up, but only takes down 1. So 1-man disadvantage for Synthetic. Calypso's going to have to watch that catwalk flank. His teammate, I think, is meeting up with him here. Yeah.
Tiz in the lead and pick control. Two players on cat. Oh, Vez is gonna get one.
The second one here, is it planning for catwalk though? I think it is. Yes, it
Tiz
is.
has a nade. Oh, he used it. Ooh.
Still has
Oh,
the
he
flashes.
didn't shoot.
No kit. So he's gonna have to push out quick.
Does he
gets
have?
to
No, he
fight out
doesn't have it.
outside.
That's it.
Good job there. Good patience by Tam.
Yeah, definitely. He played it, best he could right there. He's got such low HP. Didn't want to make sure that it could be a 5-second stick, and Tiz had no choice but to take the fight, knowing that he'd get peaked. So there it is, a Synthetic off the back of a very clutch moment get to another round. And the thing is that it's not doing them any favors that on both these rounds they're 1v1s. Like they're consistently one away from having to save. So that means that Ace. I guess that as long as Ace keep doing damage, which their ability to do that might be slightly hindered now that they only have an op, can do it, that Synthetic are, whoa! I don't even know what just happened there.
Get wrecked.
Did he just peek the doors?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I thought he went to Xbox, okay.
He actually did go to Xbox. He crouched down towards that Xbox side. That smoke was slowly thinning on that right side. Op shot miss, but then I guess Tiz saw him.
Crazy. It's a great way to get an opening kill here, and that's we saw this from Synthetic, where they were able to use their op to get the opening frag for themselves, or actually a couple, make an eco very competitive. But I don't know if Ace Gaming have the same shot in this round. No armor on anyone but Tiz, and
Oh, and it was a bomb that was dropped early too. Okay, so that forced one guy to fall back, but at least it gave him a chance to move back and grab the op as well. Okay, good smoke for Xbox here, as they might want to try to fake something. Oh, they're going to try to move up on catwalk, but this whole round, they actually played aggressively upon that catwalk. I think that's Sabrosa up there with Tiz opping from CT spawn towards mid.
This is really hard angle to actually find the head here. Oh, it looks like he had a good shot on it, but couldn't grab it. Good flash though, pushes people off. Good positive rotates, manages to stay alive on top of Xbox. This is huge. He's delaying for a good amount of time right now. Stays alive.
The rotates is still too slow. They finally come in inside. They don't know one towards the closet. They still manage to get to it. He's still alive to get a second one. Okay, he played his part. It's a 3 versus 1.
Wow. No, they actually do it. He stayed alive for so long. He was just such a nuisance. And then they took attention away from Vez, who were like, okay, this guy's, if there's anyone else in sight, he's definitely peeking. But he caused such a delay that they were able to rotate 3 people over from the other side and get there in time.
That's insane.
And by the time they got there, it was already a 1v3 because he gotten 2 more kills, like crazy.
How low is your morale after that?
Yeah, it's in the dumps.
Even whoever was playing Closet, and I think that was Vez, also managed to get a kill in there. So, no armor pistol getting 3 kills in there. Tiz with his amazing op pick at mid to start, and a second one when he ran through the mid double doors. And now they have a double op setup, and they're even adding even more power and pressure onto Synthetic, who are forced on a pistol buy only. They're going to have to just play for overtime at this point.
Yeah, it was awful. They just, if they just exploded, they would have took down 2 people. Like at very worst case, if they just rushed them, they would have gone 1 for 1, but instead really tried to take their time. Alerted all their teammates to, okay, it's definitely going to be B-Like, come over here, and then ended up just losing straight up, which shouldn't have been a possibility. And that's another, that's it, match point off of that. So they eco them. Synthetic were low off of the 1v1s, the 2 1v1s that were.
And the money's to crap.
Still bad, yeah. I think they actually decided to force up last round because they realized that it was double save time, and so either 2 bad buys or one round loss and 1 semi-bad buy.
Yeah.
And I understand the logic, but that means that they really need to win the last round.
And they don't have the firepower to try to pick towards mid either. But look at that. Nobody's playing A at this side for Ace Gaming. They pushed through doors already. That's going to be a lot of information. Everybody else is trying to play aggressive towards long as well, so it's going to be a ring around the rosy towards this A bomb site. And a retake play for Ace. Only one guy moving up towards this A bomb site on catwalk. Tap's going to spot him. He's going to catch him off guard, but cannot connect on the shot. Finally does so. Onto PL1. Sabrosa did a big flank, but Waka's waiting there. And just like that, he turns it around. What a weird round.
That's an extremely weird round. I don't even know what the incentive was to run up mid there when they had like so much of an advantage.
And run through smoke. They have confidence, that's for sure.
Yeah. But he flashed and they had 2 people there and only one of them ran through. Like, yeah, let's go.
Well, at this point, Tiz, FE trying to save their ops. That's 1 loss that could be salvaged.
What even is this right now? What even is this? That was just okay. So, what the one thing is that like the only hole in their setup.
Oh my God!
Oh my
They
God,
have no
they're
money
chasing,
right
yeah,
now.
They don't have money. What do they do? They don't have money. They don't really need to kill him that bad.
It's
they have to.
15-7.
Yeah, they have to win. Like, what are they trying to make Ace Gaming poor? Like, really? That shouldn't be the goal here. I've just got 4 kills, and they're all broke.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had an op in the hands of the Vogue. At this point, he's going to have to scout now against Tiz's op.
They have to go round after round off of their win bonus, and the only thing that was nice for them was that.
Oh, he hit him, at
Yeah,
least.
he hit him. The only thing that was nice for him was that I forget what I was going to say.
Basically, it was a cluster ad.
Oh my gosh, Sabrosa through the smoke, 5-7 headshot. Classic Sabrosa.
He's trying to pick up that gun. Won't be able to.
Not acting off that flash. 5v4 already, and Tiz still has his op. Better than the fake op on Devoke. Pea shooter.
And at this point, he still can't do anything with it, right? They're stuck at the back of barrels on top of mid. Tiz takes down Devoke. It's now 5 versus 3. And what should have been something that Synthetic could have capitalized on, a mistake from Ace Gaming when they went for this force buy with pistols. Turns out that they might even lose this game against a pistol round by Ace Gaming themselves. So, well, of course, with the salvage op as well. So now Calypso making it a 4 versus 2. The bomb is on his back. He's going to try to meet up with the guy who's still trying to take control of mid. They're going to have to move up catwalk at this point. I don't see this working as a mid push. Take the advantage on your side with the height. So they will move up there. They have one player playing towards the elevator side, which he will be able to hear him, and I think that's Effie with only a 5-7. 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going to try to plan for catwalk. Nobody's really rotating back there either. Oh, they put Tiz down to 22 HP after a misty op shot. They have to come up big. Why is he dropping spawn? Okay, he gets the headshot, but he's at 13 HP. They kill the guy up at long. Calypso gets a shot, and that's it. Vez moving up, getting the P250 headshot onto Calypso. Moves in.
Oh my god. Vez BM! Okay. He's going for the defuse.
Yeah, he has a kid. I was going to
Just
say
have a little
maybe
fun.
he didn't have time, but he was just
Messing
being a
around.
douche.
That's it, yeah. That's
So 16-8, our final score here in favor of Ace versus Synthetic to start.
Should we have the easy for ace meme? Like easy for ends?
I don't think so.
No, that's not happening.
I don't think.
They've got to do a little bit more work, I think.
I think so. I think they have to win this qualifier first, the Call of the North presented by Bell. Then they have to make an impact towards our mostly international event. That's going to be happening at the MCC Fan Expo from September 1st to the 4th.
We're taking memes way too seriously.
Feels bad, man. But yes, so the final score, 16-8. Your thoughts here to just summarize it as a little package, put it on a bow.
Get wrecked, mate. Like they
That's
had,
all.
Yeah, Ace just thoroughly gave him the treatment right now. That was over and over again in that, like in the first half, it was like mistakes that Synthetic made, and then Ace just capitalizing, like consistently winning from that point on,
Yeah.
playing their advantages and running away with it, getting the opening kill over and over again. So much damage to the doors you mentioned to start off rounds, and it's just like getting in their heads by doing that over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
So super dominant at mid. And they move into Cash, which is actually Synthetic's pick. So there were maybe a little bit more hope for them. Maybe they don't like Dust 2. I know a lot of teams don't like Dust 2, so.
Well, like you said, sometimes it comes to strategies, but also a map. It's really open
gotta hit your
space,
shots,
long
man.
range.
Sure.
Yeah, hitting shots. And yes, we've seen how it's been going well for Sabrosa to actually get those kills. Tiz has been on point as well with his opping. We didn't really see him that much in the previous matchups that we've casted against Selfless, but now finally somebody's finding their level of play on the correct maps, on their own comfortable maps, and now we'll see what's going to happen on this second one. But we want to know your thoughts as well here, the people watching on the Northern Arena stream. If you guys want to tweet out at us at Northern Arena, and also hashtag Call of the North, all in one word, long way to spell it. But let us know your thoughts of this matchup between these two teams, and we might be able to read it out here on stream and actually have a little chat and banter with you guys. But as we wait here for the second map to start, I think we might go to a short break. So when we come back here, we'll watch over the second map with Launders and Vansili to give you guys Ace Gaming versus Synthetic on Cash for the Call of the North, presented by Bell.